to the last video ever shot in this room. I'm moving, and by the time you're seeing this, I've probably already moved. In my new room, I have a lot more space for my bookshelves. I'm not moving houses, I'm just like moving that direction 3 meters. I'm there, right? I'm just like moving next door to the room I'm in right now. So it's not that big of a change, but I got more bookshelf space. So this is the last time you're gonna see my bookshelves and my wardrobe and everything like this. Also, in this video, you're not gonna see much of that because it's the end of June, and that means we're gonna go on a little tour through my reading journal. I've been doing a reading journal for the first time this year, like really doing the reading journal and committing to it. So I'm pretty proud to show it to you this month. Like, you've seen some things in the intro already, and I'm very, very excited about how this book turned out. Like, I did a lot of things that I'm very happy with, and I cannot wait to show you. So, I think it is time to just get started and show you what it's all about. All right, this is it. This is her. This is my reading journal. It is green with a golden monstera leaf because I'm just obsessed with the color green and with plants, in case you cannot tell. Let's first talk about the book and the materials, because let's be honest, you're all kind of interested in that as well. So I'm going to push the book aside for a second and we're going to talk about this. These are the pens I use. They are the Faber-Castell pens. Like, I just love them. I primarily use the M, and then I use the 0.2 millimeters, which is just, this is my favorite. I use this for writing all the time. And then I just have a general red one to fill out my chili peppers. That's all I do. I'm just gonna put them back here. All right, we're just gonna exist. And then I also have these Tombow markers. I think it's called the pastel set that I got for Christmas last year. And these are like my 3 favorite colors. It's like a beige, a light gray, and a green that just looks very cute. So those are the materials. I also have some stamps that I just got off of Etsy. This is my star stamp, and then this is my chili pepper stamp. They're perfect, they're cute, they work, and it's just the best thing ever. These were like $3 each. I'm gonna try and link them for you, but you can just find them if you put in star stamp on Etsy. But now, it's time to actually look into this and do our little flip through. So when you first open it up, it is like, this journal belongs to me, and then the Scribble and Dot, that's the brand. It is an A5 notebook, so it has dotted paper. Now, this is the cover page. You've seen this. If you want to watch the video, I'm going to link it for you. But this is essentially how I created this page and how I created the first few pages of this journal. So you can watch that if you're interested. But I just kind of did like an outline of the 2024. And then I just painted a lot of books. And I think it looks perfect and adorable, and I love it. It's so cute. The best thing I've ever made. Now, we move to this page. This is all the books I've read. I wanted to do one of these bookshelf spreads because I just find them aesthetically very, very pleasing. I did a little bit of a Dutch door because I didn't know how much I would read, so I technically have the option to just like open this back up and put more books in here, but for now it is just like both sides of this, and then I still have a lot of space here. Right now, today is the 24th of June, so not exactly the middle of the year, so I'm not sure how this will go because I'm a little over halfway done and I don't know how many books I'll still read in the end of the month, but we can only guess at this point. But I do have like a color coding, so the blue ones are physical books, the red ones are Kindle Unlimited books, and then the purple ones are ebooks that I just bought in general, and then the yellow ones are audiobooks. You can tell that I'm not that big of an audiobook person. You can just tell. So that's that. This is also like one of the stamps with the ivy. I have that kind of like throughout the journal because I love the way it looks. And then this is my reading tracker where I track every single day that I read. I usually fill this out like sometime in the month. I usually remember the days where I don't read, and every other day is then just like a day that I read. So that's what this is. And in June, it looks like I might actually have the potential of reading every single day. So that's what I'm going for. I'm not sure how well the camera will pick up on the different colors. I'm using the gray and the beige, which are like my favorite colors in this. And that's just like the reading tracker. It's pretty simple. I just start from the bottom and then make my way up and color in every single day that I read or I didn't read. So this is my ratings. Now, I have very specific ratings. I'm just gonna read them to you because I think it's interesting. So a 1-star review is probably like a no for me, and I most likely DNF'd this book, or I really, really did not have a good time. Then 2 stars is okay, but something is definitely missing. 3 stars is an overall good book. Now here's where it's different, my reading differs from other people. I feel like for some people, 3 stars is a bad book. For me, that is a good book that I will be recommending. 4 stars is an incredible book that I loved, and 5 stars has just blown me off my feet. I am amazed, I am in love, I am obsessed for the rest of my life. So that's a 5-star book. And then for the spice, I have a little bit of a different spice rating as well. So 1 chili pepper is just mentions of spice, or like mentions of being intimate and closed door spicy scenes. So you don't necessarily see it, but you know that it exists and you know that the characters are like active. Some YA books actually fit into this category of the 1 chili pepper, just so that you're not confused. Then 2 chili peppers equals like 1, 2, 3 spicy scenes that are very mild, very chill. And then we have 2+ scenes that are very descriptive. That's 3 chili peppers. 4 chili peppers is 4 scenes that are very like dark. And then 5 chili peppers is just everything above. Like the kinky stuff, the dark stuff, like you have so much spice going on in the book. That's that. And with that, I think we're just like moving on from my ratings and my reading tracker to this page. This is my pre-orders page. I do have a lot of pre-orders. I tick them off once they arrive at my doorstep, so hold on. Give me a second. This book got here. Woo! So Ruthless Vows is actually my possession now. But I just put every single book on here. I don't have a lot of space for the rest of the year, so I might actually, because this is the exact, like a similar setup, I might use the bottom half of the arcs because I didn't apply for any arcs this year because I was so stressed and my mental health was just like not it. And then this is my series tracker. This has significantly grown since the last time you saw this because I just added a lot of series that I still want to finish, that I still want to read, that I still want to start. It's just me putting the books and then I start from the right so that I could technically add more books as it goes into the middle if they add another book, if they add another like a prequel, a sequel, whatever. I can put it down here. And then again, I'm just like going wild with some plants and some stamps. That's just like my vibe. And then this is my bookish bingo and my DNF trash can. I decided to go with a DNF trash can instead of a DNF graveyard because I thought, well, this is my reading journal, this is what I feel, and for me personally, these books belong in the trash can into my brain. So that's where they're at. I actually quite like the way that it looks. I have 3 books that I DNF'd so far this year, so I think we're good on that. And then for my bookish bingo, you all know how the bookish bingo works, right? I filled out a lot already. I need a few more, and then I'm actually already done with the bingo halfway through the year. That's just how I work, though. I read a lot, okay? I just read a lot. It's fine. I am fine. Alright, and then this is my TBR. It is messy. There's a lot of books. There's 33 books per column, and then I just cross out the books that I've already read. There's a bunch of pages of this. It's going on. And then this page, this is a page from a different journal, which is why it says page 110. I put this in here because I was out of space and I needed more. So technically I have room for like a lot more that could just go in here. I'm doing my best. I'm really trying, but I'm also failing like hardcore. You're gonna see this now. This is my Bookspot list. I was so good in January. I was alright in February and March, like 2 books, 15 books, 11 books, 11 books. And then there was May with 27 books, and I don't even want to talk about June. I don't. Like, this is still the US haul that you've seen, and then this is the most recent book haul, I think, or somewhere that is somewhere. I bought so many books this month. I generally don't know how I did it. I just did. I wasn't having the best month, but I really do like this page, and I think the ivy up top looks great. And now we're moving to the months. So, just a quick thing. I dedicate every single monthly page to a certain book. For this month, it was Midnight in Everwood, in case you can't tell by the Nutcracker and the Ballerina. And then I always write a little quote. In this case, it was, "Dreams hold power, and when one truly believes in them, it feels as if there isn't anything on this earth that you might not achieve." I thought this was a good quote to begin with. I just like to start the month with a quote and just some artwork that I do. It's not really artwork, I just copy stuff off of the internet. And then this is how every single month looks like. Like, I always start with adding a TBR in the corner, and then this is my stats, where I always track all the TBR and how the TBR changed, where I track all the books that I read and all my social media stuff. So in the beginning of this year, I started with TikTok, so January 1st, I started with that. So you're gonna see that number go up a little more than the other ones. And then all the books that I have, I always add like the star rating and then the chili peppers below. It just looks cute. It has, I like it, it looks like it's clean. I love the clean look, and I couldn't do it any other way. And then I did a mistake, okay? At the beginning of the month, I thought that it would be a great idea to print out the cover and then write a lot about the books. Yeah, that didn't go well. I didn't want to do that, so I just didn't. Also, my printer just ran out of colored ink, so I couldn't. I hated it, so I decided not to do it that way. We have a lot of books in here that I just decided to not do it. And then I read even more books in January, which, fun. Yes, I do have problems. I know that. And then I started to go with this design. I like this a lot more. However, this is still not exactly how I ended up doing it throughout the entire book. I just wrote a little bit of something for every single book that I read, and I made a little box. I love making these boxes and these designs. It's very cute. And then I did some more artwork on the pages and stuff. Also, quick disclaimer. Now, if you read these texts, there might be slight spoilers. Just slight ones. I'm never talking about how, oh my gosh, this character died. Like, that's not what I put into the reviews, but just like, be aware that I write these for myself and not for anybody else, so they might contain slight spoilers. So yeah, I just went with like the grandfather clock in here, and another Christmas tree, and another quote. It is in the stars that we shall meet again. I just thought that was cute. I liked it. Alright, and then we're already moving on to February. In February, I chose Divine Rival as a theme. In case you cannot tell by the gigantic typewriter that took me like an hour to draw. I am still not really exactly happy with how it turned out, but I'm just not going to do anything about it. I did enjoy putting the ivy in though, and then I also wrote a quote. "I don't think you realize how strong you are, because sometimes strength is in swords and steel and fire, as we are often made to believe. Sometimes it's found in the quiet, gentle places." I thought that was cute. It's nice. It's something that Roman says, I'm pretty sure. So with that month, I went with the same design of putting the TBR at the top and the February stats here, and then all the books that I read, and then I just like I doodled a little bit. I like doodling. And as you can tell, I'm very good with keeping to my TBRs. Like, I'm so good at it, I read at least one, a maximum of 2 every single month. So yeah, that I usually do 2 pages, and then if I need more space later, I'll just add another 3rd page. But 2 pages of books that I read is usually enough for me personally. So this month I read a bunch of books, and then I started also like doodling for each and every book that I read. And this is how I will keep it throughout the book. I just love this so much with all like the little doodles. And then for some books, for example, for this series, I didn't want to doodle because these were all mafia romances that I didn't really enjoy, so I just didn't want to do any work for it, so I didn't. I did not do anything. And then this is one of my favorite pages, in case you cannot tell. I just hope that you love it as well. This is my Draco Malfoy fanfiction page. It is dedicated entirely to Draco Malfoy. I printed out some artwork. I wish I could credit the person who drew this, but I just got it off of Etsy, and I just printed it out and put it in this book. I love the way that this looks. This is so cute. I read 3 fanfictions this year so far, and if I do read another fanfiction, I'm probably just gonna add it in here, just because I don't actually count fanfiction into the books that I read each month. Alright, And then this is the last page where I put another tiny little quote. To be vulnerable is a strength most of us fear. I just thought that's cute. And also they had this little typewriter stamp, so I stamped it on there and it just looks adorable. And then for March, I went with the theme of, can you guess? Yes, it is Belladonna. What else would I have picked for March? I chose a quote again. If you think it a work of art, then wear it and become the art yourself. I thought that was cute. I think Death says that. I loved Belladonna. It was such a cute book. And also it gave me like a lot of opportunity to draw gravestones, and I'm kind of obsessed with graveyards, which is weird, I know, but that's just me. That's what I did. And then this is, again, like the TBR, the statistics. I read 23 books in March. We had a good month, and this is where I went a little like slacky with it because I, as you can see, made 3 pages because I realized that I needed more pages before I even wrote one single review. I'm trying my best. I also read 4 books of my TBR this month, so I was kind of proud of that. So yeah, I'm not very happy with this skull. This skull looks weird, but I'm just gonna leave it because what else am I gonna do? So we have a lot more books that I read. I'm very proud of this page. This page looks so good. You can't tell me anything else. Like with the playing cards, and I never painted that in. I was going to draw like the trees on that card, but I never did because I just didn't want to. I'm very glad with this worm from Dune. Even though I didn't like Dune very much, I still love the artwork for it, and it just looks so cute. And then we have another page full of even more books that I read, and even more books that I read, and another quote which says, "Grief is a weird thing, Percy, because no 2 people experience it the same." I don't necessarily remember who Percy was. That's the quote I chose. Alright, and then for the next month, this is my April spread. I picked Weather Girl, in case you can't tell. Like, this is the cover art of Weather Girl. I just put it in this because I'm obsessed with it. Simply as that, I am obsessed with it. The quote I chose is, "For anyone searching for light in the dark, you deserve all good things." It's the dedication of the book, so I like that. It's good. The book focuses a lot on depression, so it made sense. And then for April, I picked a few books and I read 2 of them, which I think still, like, that's good for me. I read 20 books in total, but I was on vacation for the second half of April, so I was just like not entirely sure of what I was supposed to do. So that was fun. And then I read a bunch of books in April again, and I did a lot of artwork again. I'm very proud of this little school bus here. I mean, it's just, some of these doodles are very cute. It's not even that hard to make doodles in this size. Like, it's just, you just have to color them in. You need a few colors, and then it looks very cute. This is where I kind of copied the cover art of Daisy Hates, and I struggled so much. Yeah, it's a whole thing. And then this is like another artwork thing that I did. I just drew different kinds of weathers. And then I did another quote, which is, "Weather connects us, a shared experience, even when we aren't in the same place." I thought that was cute. I put it in there. The characters in that book are weirdly obsessed with weather because they're all weather reporters. Right, and then we're already at the May spread, which I love. For May, I chose Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, in case you cannot tell by the mushrooms and the book. It's kind of a little bit of the cover art and just like my own take on it. The quote I chose is, "One doesn't need magic if one knows enough stories." I thought that was like very good. I loved that. And then we're at the same theme again with the May TBR, out of which I read 3 books, by the way. Don't ask me why I drew buttons. I don't remember about it, but I googled the book and aesthetic and buttons came up, so I was like, well, let's draw some buttons. I don't remember exactly what happens, but apparently buttons were involved. In May, I read 16 books, so that was probably like my weakest month. I know, it's still a lot, but for me personally, my weakest month. I, again, put all the books in here with the spice ratings, and for like the first half of this month, so like the first 2 books, I was away, so of course I didn't read as much. And then, again, I put a lot of like little doodles, and then this is where I kind of started out with putting the stamps in as well, because sometimes I thought they matched. Yeah, and I went a little wild. I went a little wild with it. I like it. I like the way it looks. It looks kind of clean and also kind of messy. I like it. And then for this page, I'm still not sure. Maybe you can tell me if you think I should do something on this page. Maybe like another doodle of something, and a few more mushrooms, a little bit more of like nature stuff. I don't know, but I could. And then for this page, I did another quote, which was, "I was delighted to sit in a corner with my food and book and speak to no one." The quote just resonated with me. I don't know why. Right, and now we're already at June. We're already in this month. We went through this so fast. I'm excited. So, of course, I picked Heartstopper. It's Pride Month. You cannot expect me not to put Heartstopper in this book. I did my best at drawing Nick and Charlie. It kind of worked. It also kind of didn't. I love it. It's cute. It's adorable. I'm having a great time, which is all that counts. And then for like the quote I picked, it is just Nick saying, "Why are straight people like this?" And I love that. So for my June TBR, I'm working on it. Alright, I'm working on it. I read one book out of all the books that I put on this TBR. I'm currently working on reading Last Night at the Telegraph Club, so I hope that by the end of the month I can actually tick that box off. In case you didn't realize what I'm doing, I'm always like putting an outline of something and then I'm just coloring it in with the black. Like probably with this pen. That's just what I do. So far this month, I've read a lot of books. You can tell I've read 20 so far. I put them all in here. I had one DNF and just like the rest was existent. I think so far I had a very good month. Like most of these books have very high ratings. I did enjoy those. And then I again did a lot of like little doodles and little quotes. And yeah, that is about it. I'm currently working on my review of The Crimson Moth, so don't be alarmed that that is not in here yet. But that is it. That is how I do my reading journal. Again, if you have any ideas, for example, for some of these, I left out some doodles. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do for Catching Fire or Mockingjay, because I don't know what to doodle here, because I didn't necessarily enjoy the books as much as I'd hoped. But if you have any ideas, please tell me, and I will. Maybe I'll just draw them. I'm good at drawing. I can do that. So, yeah, that's my reading journal. I am slightly obsessed with it. I'm gonna go back to this page just because I love it so much. I am obsessed with this journal. I love it so much. I think it's so cute. That was it. That was the journal. I hope you enjoyed that. I really, really, really love this reading journal. It's one of my favorite things that I did. I like that I have this minimal art style and all these little texts with all these little doodles. It's honestly, for me, the perfect reading journal. If you do want to take inspiration from it, please do. Please do. I'm not one to gatekeep. Copy whatever you want to copy, please. I would love it if this journal like does some inspiration for you and like messes with your head a little bit. I would love that. So, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Comment down below what your ideal reading journal design is, what you do differently, what you liked about mine. I'm really interested. I'm also really interested to gaining like new ideas for my own reading journal, maybe for the next few months, maybe for the next year. And if you don't already, please consider subscribing and I will see you for the next video that I make. Bye everybody! Wow. I really am not good with keeping to my TBRs. Like the way that I've colored in like one book each month kind of hurts. It kind of hurts. But I'm still happy I did this. Anyway, I hope you have a lovely day. Goodbye!